Hi, I'm Vanessa.
I'm Lisa,
I'm Jessica.
Samantha.
and we're going to be talking to you guys about mythical creatures. Okay, the first creature we're going to be talking about is a mermaid. The first known mermaid stories appeared in Assyria circa 1000 BC. The goddess Atargatis, mother of Assyrian queen Semiramis, loved a mortal and unintentionally killed him. Ashamed, she jumped into a lake and took the form of a fish, but the waters would not conceal her divine beauty. Thereafter, she took the form of a mermaid, human above the waist, fish below. Mermaids are sometimes associated with perilous events such as floods, storms, shipwrecks, and drownings. And other folk traditions are sometimes within the same tradition. They can be benevolent or beneficent, bestowing boons or falling in love with humans. In 1493, sailing off the coast of Hispaniola, Columbus reported seeing 3 female forms which rose out of the sea but were not beautiful as they are represented. The logbook of Blackbeard, an English pirate, records that he instructed his crew on several voyages to steer away from charted waters which he called enchanted for fear of merfolk or mermaids, which Blackbeard himself and member of his crews reported seeing. These sightings were often recounted and shared by sailors and pirates who believed that mermaids brought bad luck and would bewitch them into giving up their gold and dragging them to the bottom of the sea. The second creature I'm going to be talking about is Medusa. Medusa was a monster, one of the Gorgon sisters, and daughter of Phorcys and Ceto, the children of Gaia and Oceanus. Her sisters were Stheno and Uriel, but Medusa was the only mortal of the 3. She was originally a golden-haired fair maiden who, as a priestess of Athena, was devoted to a life of celibacy. However, after being wooed by Poseidon and falling for him, she forgot her vows and married him. For this offense, she was punished by the goddess in a most terrible manner. Each wavy lock of the beautiful hair that had charmed her husband was changed into a venomous snake. Her once gentle, loving, inspiring eyes turned into bloodshot, furious orbs, which excited fear and disgust in the mind of the onlooker, while her former roseate hue and milk-white skin assumed a loathsome greenish tinge. Seeing herself transformed into a repulsive creature, Medusa fled her home never to return. Wandering about, abhorred, dreaded, and shunned by the rest of the world, she turned into a character worthy of her outer appearance. In her despair, she fled to Africa, where while wandering restlessly from place to place, young snakes dropped from her hair. That is how, according to the ancient Greeks, Africa became a hotbed of venomous reptiles.
Now, I will be doing the unicorn. I'm sure you have all heard of the unicorn before, but it's a horse-like creature that is born with a horn growing out of its forehead. They're normally known as being a white-colored horse. It is a mythological creature that was known to be strong, wild, and fierce. Unicorns were considered magical and were hunted for their horns. Their horns, the blood from the horns would protect from poison, and they were also known to have magical powers. Magical healing powers, I'm sorry. Next, I have the centaur, which is half human, half horse, and it's a creature in the Greek mythology, and they have the body of a horse and a torso of a human, so the torso, head, and arms of a man. They are depicted as being beasts because they are always involved in brawls and they are fearful.
Alright, I have the Kraken. So the legendary Kraken is a giant sea creature resembling an octopus or squid that is said to be about 1 mile long. Some have claimed that this monster has sharp spikes inside of its suckers and can cause massive whirlpools to sink ships. The first recordings of the Kraken were in the 13th century Icelandic saga called Arrow's Point. In this tale, the author talks about sea reek and heatherback. His quote was, "These are 2 sea monsters, one called sea reek and the other heatherback. The sea reek is the biggest monster in the whole ocean. It swallows men and ships and whales too, and anything else around it. It stays underwater for days, then it puts up its mouth and nostrils, and when it does, it never stays on the surface for less than 1 tide." I also have the phoenix. The phoenix is a unique bird that is associated with the sun. It has gold and red feathers and is the size of an eagle. Every 500 years, when the bird begins to lose its feathers and grow old and weak, it builds a nest on a funeral pyre and is engulfed in flames. The phoenix rises up from the ashes of its predecessor, fresh and young again. The phoenix symbolizes renewal and resurrection. It It represents many themes such as the sun, time, the emperor, resurrection, life in heavenly paradise, Christ, Mary, virginity, and the exceptional man. Perhaps the earliest instance of the legend, the Egyptians told of the Bennu, a heron bird that is part of their creational myth. The Bennu lived atop Ben stones or obelisks and was worshipped alongside Osiris and Ra. Bennu was seen as an avatar of Osiris, a living symbol of the deity. The solar bird appeared on ancient amulets as a symbol of rebirth and immortality, and it is associated with the period of flooding of the Nile, bringing new wealth and fertility.
Hi guys, I have the thunderbird. A thunderbird is a huge bird with an enormous wingspan, who is directly connected to adverse weather conditions. The gigantic bird is said to have bright feathers, with its feathers being stretched like bats. Some researchers believe that the thunderbird legend is based on the sighting of real birds, with some opposing the argument that early sightings could have been from descent of pterodactyl dinosaur species. The thunderbird is mythical solely from the fact that it has been reported but not proven. It was said that the bird caused thunderclaps each time it flapped its wings. Depending on the storyteller, the thunderbird could also cause rainfalls and shoot lightnings with its eyes. I also have a siren. As any man knows, beautiful women can be dangerous. Some beautiful women can be straight deadly as well. The siren of Greek mythology began specifically as a group of creatures who looked like beautiful women but were really man-eating beasts. These creatures were mesmerizing women with wings who played their lutes and sang beautifully. They sat on the shore and sang with voices so seductive and compelling that anyone who heard their song became absolutely mesmerized by them. So mesmerized, in fact, that they became obsessed with reaching the shore to get closer to the sound. Then the sirens would eat them. They were cold and didn't make eye contact with the victims, which made them seem more innocent and mysterious. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Bye.
Thanks.